Hi hikers, my name is Cadence.
And I'm Reed.
And on this episode of Life Hike, we
jump on a scale,
stuff stuff in a bag,
and make a shopping list.
Hey, today we're going to show you all the gear we have at home for our first backpacking trip. And we laid it all out, and we are going to weigh it all, so that would help us give us a better idea of the base weight.
So hikers and backpackers that camp overnight are really concerned about their base weight. The idea of base weight is that it's everything in your pack, including the pack, besides your food and your toiletries, and like any water you'd actually be carrying in a bottle that you're currently drinking. So it's pretty much everything else. And so we're going to lay all the gear out, we're going to weigh it all. And what we want to find out is at what level do we fit in terms of base weight. So ultra lightweight hikers, they like to hike with a base weight of less than 10 pounds. A lightweight backpacker has 20 pounds in their pack, and the kind of a standard weekender or just a standard hiking pack, that base weight is like 30 pounds or less. So we're going to find out how much weight we'll be carrying. Obviously those weights are for adults, and that's what I will be carrying. Obviously Cadence will be carrying a little bit of weight as well to help pull part of the load. Obviously much less weight. And so right now we're just going to try to find out what our base weight is for all of our gear that we'll then be able to divide out into our packs eventually to load up and gear up for our first overnight trip.
Okay, so here we have our gear. The first thing I have right here is Dad's backpack, and it is 65 liters.
This backpack weighs in at 5 pounds, 3.2 ounces.
Here is my sleeping bag. It is...
Katie's sleeping bag weighs in at 3.32 ounces.
Here is Dad's sleeping bag, and it weighs...
5 pounds, 6.4 ounces, so it's a little heftier. We haven't decided yet if we're going to take both bags or just use one as a quilt.
Over here, the orange thing that we have is one of the sleeping mats. The blue one is also a sleeping mat, and they weigh?
They weigh in about right around 3 pounds, right? One's a little more, one's a little less.
And then this yellow thing we have here is our tent.
And that weighs in at 6 pounds, 6.4 ounces. All right, we've got some smaller gear that we're going to have to take with us. Things for cooking and storage and seeing in the dark. So we've got a few weights on all of this gear as well. Starting off with our gas canister and burner for having hot food. All right, and to cook our food, we're going to take a aluminum, copper-bottomed aluminum pot. Just like this, we'll store food inside there along with our utensils. The utensils weigh about 5 ounces. Cadence, how much was the pot by itself?
The pot is 9.5 ounces.
All right. In addition to that, of course, we're going to need to see in the dark. And so we'll take one headlamp for Cadence and one flashlight for me. Cool, so we've got a couple more things here on the floor. Obviously, we're going to need to take my phone along. We'll use this as our primary recording device while we're on the trail. In addition to that, to make sure we're charged up, we've just got one of these 10,000, I think this is a 12,000 milliamp charger. So it'll hold probably 3 or 4 charges worth of my phone. So more than enough energy in this brick charger. The charger and the cable, what came to what, Cadence?
11.6, and the phone came to 9.9 ounces.
All right, so that's important stuff. And then finally, in terms of like protection on the trail or tools on the trail, I most likely will just bring along this really basic multi-tool. It has a small knife inside, it opens up, this is probably overkill, opens up into a pliers if we need it. I know a lot of hikers will simply just take kind of that really tiny little Swiss Army knife along on the trail. I have this and I've used it before when I'm camping, so I'm just comfortable with it. And while it's probably pretty heavy, we're gonna bring it along anyway. Did we measure the multi-tool, Katie?
10.2 ounces.
So pretty heavy, it's almost a pound, 10.2 ounces. So we may try to find a smaller knife, but for now, at least for our first trip, this is probably what we'll take.
So we totally forgot clothing, and so we weighed it up, and I'm taking a long sleeve shirt that's thinner, and some athletic pants, socks, and underwear, and a t-shirt.
And that's in addition to what you're wearing, clothes on your back, right?
Yeah.
So we don't count that weight, but we do count the weight of the clothes that go in the pack. So what did your clothes come out to?
They came out to 11.6 ounces.
My warm clothes that I'll sleep in came out to 1 pound, 9.5 ounces. We added everything up together, and I was actually...
Well, we have to still add, like, my backpack when it comes.
Right, we've got some other weight we need to add.
I feel like that might be too much then. I'm
so
scared.
Our grand total for the gear that we currently have right now, again, this is our base weight that will get divided between us, is 33 pounds, 15.3 ounces. So right about 34 pounds. There are some major things that we need to buy yet. So you and I are going to get to go have a shopping spree. And we're going to purchase a few things. Cadence does not have a backpack that is ready for this type of adventure. So we're going to specifically look at a kid's backpack that has some waist and like hip support. We're looking in a buckle, right? So we're looking at something in like the 18 to 30 liter range, probably on the lower end, but something that she can get a few years out of. To protect our food,
oh yeah,
there's two options on the trail. One is to get a bag like this one, and use a dry bag or a food bag.
Would that really hold all of our stuff?
This will hold all of our food.
Though,
yeah. And what we'll actually do is with a rope, throw the rope up over the tree, and we put this up over a branch. It's called hanging a food bag. That's not always the best thing to do because we're not really going to be dealing with bears on our trip. We're going to be dealing with raccoons. And raccoons know how to climb trees and get food bags down. So there's a better option for us, and I've been doing a little bit of research.
Why would they even want that? Because it's food packets.
Oh, they'll eat anything, right? So we're going to actually invest in what's called a bear canister. I'm checking out a bunch of different brands. We'll be doing some research and then making a purchase. In addition to that, we have a couple other things. So we have Cadence's backpack. We're going to have our bear canister. We have the paracord.
We need a water filter.
Yeah, the water filter. So we haven't talked about water yet. On the trail, we could probably for a day or two get away with just bringing along a water bottle. That would be fine. But instead, we're going to actually do a water filtration system. We're going to look into getting something that's small that we can just bring along with us on the trail. We can actually scoop water out of creeks and out of hand pumps and wherever we find water and push it through this water filter right into our water bottles, and then we'll be able to have all the water we want, and we don't have to carry like multiple bottles of water for the whole trip.
On the next episode of Life Hike, we are going to open all the new gear we got.
We'll lay it out, we'll give it a test, we'll weigh it up, we'll add it to our base weight so we know what our final base weight is, and we'll start dividing things between your pack and my pack. So if you want to catch the next episode of Life Hike, make sure that you subscribe and maybe click that notification bell to make sure that you get notified whenever we drop our next video. Hope you join us on the adventure.